Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I am your whimsical DM Victoria, and we're going to play a little bit of D&D tonight. But before we do that, we're going to do announcements, and then we're going to do a recap. So Kristy, if you could be so kind as to roll that clip.
Good evening, and welcome to the show. Now, here's a word from our sponsors. Little Dragon Core is a Canadian-based dice company that supplies all kinds of cool tabletop gear. I mean, look at all these pretty dicey boys. Head on over to littledragoncorp.com and enter the coupon code BONUS for 15% off your order. That's BONUS. Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com. Also, big thanks to Syrinscape for the amazing atmospheric sounds and music. You can add these sounds and more to your game when you download the Syrinscape desktop or mobile app. The app is free and comes with 20 sound sets that are included to get you started. You don't even need to register. Go to Syrinscape.com to find out more. Thanks as well to Adrian Von Ziegler for providing some additional music that we use here on Thursday nights. He's a talented composer with great content usage rights, so go check out his YouTube and Patreon and support him if you can. Please check out our other games. We stream almost every day here at Probo. We have games for several of the major published 5e modules, as well as homebrew games, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e, like Star Wars, Power Rangers, and Alien. Come watch all of our VODs over on our YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month. Thanks again to all of our sponsors for supporting Proficiency Bonus. And now, back to the show.
Thank you, Kristy, as always, for your awesome clips and videos that you do.
Thanks.
So yeah, thank you. So recap time. Ink.
Yes, hello.
Could you assist
Last
me
time,
here?
yeah, of course I can assist you. I'll do it all. I'll do everything for you. Last time on Wild Beyond the Witchlight, a slightly shorter session where we caught up with the party after they had defended the inn at the end of the road against an attack from various forces believed to be sent by the Hourglass Coven. Some things of note is that Clover had used Big Magic, which is a sort of homebrew rule that we have here to be able to do more than what you would normally be able to do with your magic. But as such, she sort of overexpended herself, burnt herself out, and is without her magic for about a week. But in that time, kind of in this brief disconnection from her patron, she was able to receive a bit of clarity into her past, where she learned, much to, I believe, everyone's surprise, that the form that she had given up, her original halfling form, was offered willingly, and she took on this new body. We saw brief glimpses through Clover's memory of the Hall of Faces, where it is believed now her old face joins the collection, something that she had traded away willingly long ago. But her magic for now is gone, though we believe that just time will be able to restore it to her, and she'll be able to reconnect with her patron. Ego took time to identify some items found on the enemies, including some ill wish stones. Minor ill wishes, but enough to spark some negative energy in some creatures to kind of goad them into attacking. Dawn was able to purify, was kind of working on essentially purifying these stones so as to be able to dispose of them without leaving them to spread negative energy into the surrounding area of Hither, since we would like Hither to be a little bit better. And then finally, party all kind of recollected themselves to get a long rest. Worried of how much time may have passed between Hither and Yon, they don't want to waste any more time. They want to collect themselves and get back to their sort of building an army to take on the last member of the Hourglass Coven, where we believe possibly all three sisters may be now, as we've defeated the other two, but we have not killed either of them. So, we dreamed. We had Saoirse checking back in with the Spring Court and seeing how things are going on with her replacement and her parents and the progression of her curse. Ego learned by taking on the form of a pixie and seeing as armies of the Summer Court were gathering to do battle with not only the Wild Hunt, but also specifically against this sort of interesting character that sounds very much like a harbinger of sorrow. Lots of thorny imagery and kind of corruption of happiness into sorrow and darkness. But it would seem that Titania is essentially calling on all of her court to sort of amass an army to go and fight. And Ego tried to gather as much information as he could about that. We also are going to be getting a Dawn Dream, but we haven't gotten to it yet. But it was a shorter session.
Yes.
So mostly just talking, a little bit of like backstory, a little bit of dreams. So if you missed that episode, you haven't missed any major plot stuff. That's going to be coming up right now after. But we do have, Victoria, I believe, a little warning that you wanted to go through.
Yeah, so before we get started on this session, and I will bump it back up again once more when the game gets going, there's a trigger warning for some content happening at the beginning of tonight's game. This is a trigger warning for depictions of like a dead child or child death, so just wanted to warn everybody that that is happening. I expect that it will be done likely within the first maybe 30 minutes of the session here, but just a warning, if you are triggered by a depiction of a dead child, I would recommend maybe stepping away for a little bit, have dinner, take a bubble bath, do whatever you want, walk your dog, and then if you come back, it will likely be done with. So we are going to get right into it. Kristy had like a totally just like dreamless, normal sleep, no connection to any kind of magic. And Aurum had like this feeling, I believe, of it was like a very psychedelic trip dream, but a feeling that if you were to scream or that like you had this bubbling up feeling that made you feel like you just wanted to let it out. And then for Ego went to, yes, like you said, the some sort of vision of like the Summer Court and being a soldier.
Yeah, some dreams were more vibes.
Yeah, and
some dreams were more.
Yeah, and then
dialogues.
for Saoirse, she went to the back to the Spring Court, met up with Sam, and talked about how apparently her auntie has been taking up a lot of her mother's time, and Dad is ruling in her stead right now, and that's not going great because he's a little bit of a pushover. So then we get to Dawn. Dawn, as you fall asleep, you do find rest for quite a good while, and you don't necessarily dream at first, but you have this sensation of like being warm and cradled and protected, this almost womb-like feeling about you. And when you open your eyes, you find yourself seeing a scene playing out. And at this point right now, it's not necessarily a bit that you can interact with. You're kind of just watching this scene play out of your childhood home, specifically the nursery, where any of the babies would stay before they moved on to their own rooms. And you see your mother there, a quite a bit younger version of her, and she is in a rocking chair and is holding two little swaddled bundles with her, and seems to be rocking back and forth with them, and just like nursing them and singing to them, talking to them. And your father comes in also looking quite a bit younger, and he puts his hand on her shoulder and tells her, hon, you just did such a good job with these ones. I can't believe it, 2 boys. And she's like, I know, sweetie. I'm just so happy. Look at them. They're so beautiful. And your view kind of zooms in on the children that are there. And on one arm, you see that she's holding a baby boy with little wispies of like bright red hair and 2 little like velvety nubs near his hairline. You kind of, I guess, as babies, kind of hard to tell you and Adonis from each other, but you just have the sense that this is, or not Adonis,
Ramses,
yeah. You just kind of know that this is Ramses. And when your perspective shifts over, this is where the trigger warning depictions of a dead child are coming in. You are looking upon your infant self, and although you have the same curly red hair and little velvety nub horns, immediately you can tell, looking upon this child, that it is not living. And your parents continue to care for these babies and coo at them and speak to them, and they don't seem to notice.
That's so creepy.
that the baby Adonis is deceased. And eventually your mother puts the 2 babies down in each of their cribs, like pets their hair, and you kind of just see your brother Adonis is gurgling and cooing. He looks very new. These are clearly very like new babies. Oh God, I'm sorry. And they put the babies to bed, and the baby version of you is still and unmoving. No little happy gurgles or burps or little cries or anything like that. And then your perspective shifts a bit more, and you find the room is changing, but the cribs remain there with you. And of course, my D&D Beyond page just reset itself. 1 second. Ow. There it is. You kind of like very quickly see the night fall on the room in here, and your perspective warps, and then all of a sudden you find yourself physically present in this nursery that is the same but different, and you become aware of a change of location. Even though you are still in a nursery, this is no longer your family nursery. Flies buzz throughout this chamber, and the grimy marble floor is crawling with maggots. And all of a sudden, before you, instead of the little cradles that you and your brother had been placed in, you find 8 wicker cradles. That's the words. 8
Crandall.
Wicker cradles.
Crandall.
Crandall is the name of your most hated brother. 8 wicker cradles stand upright in the filth. Lashed to each cradle is a 3-foot-long curved wooden pole with a mobile consisting of 3 ornaments dangling at the top of it. Each ornament appears to be a triangular piece of white wood with an elvish letter carved into it. what would you like to do?
I can read. Hold on, can I read Elvish? I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah, I'll probably look at the letters on the Crandall.
The Crandall, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can read Elvish, but because this is a dream, like your understanding of language is a little bit off. So I would like for you to make an intelligence check for me to see what you can ascertain here.
Oh boy.
Or well, yeah, we're gonna do an intelligence check. I feel like if I made it wisdom, that would be mean.
I mean, it would be mean.
Can I make it wisdom? Can I make it wisdom?
Yeah, you want it to be instead of a 4, you want it to be a 2?
Yeah, because I'm thinking it's not your logical mind, actually, now that I think about it, that is like doing this. It's that intuitive like dream part of yourself.
Yeah, for sure. It goes from a 4 to a 19, so.
Okay. So looking at the letters here, you know, as they're spinning, it can be a little bit tricky for you to like see them, but you take the time to watch, and you can see that above the cradles there is a combination of 7 different letters. They each appear several times since there are 8 cradles, each with 3 little triangles that have a letter on them hanging from the mobile. And with a 19, you are able to ascertain pretty much all of the letters. I'm going to put this into dumps. You find the letter A, the letter B, the letter I, the letter L, the letter N, the letter Y, and the letter Z.
I know it.
If you're not here.
I can't help you, I'm sorry, but I know it.
Did you put it in
Lore dump.
Lore dumps?
Yeah, Lore dumps.
Oh. I know it too. Easy peasy.
Yay.
Come on.
Yeah, you think that that's possible. Because as you, like, look around, because you're, oh my god. Discord, please. Bro. Jesus. Okay. So, as you take the time to look around, you do get a look into these cribs after you realize what it is. And, you can see that laying within each of these 8 cribs, there are these small, misshapen creatures nesting in the cradles that are reaching towards these symbols with their claws and can't quite grab them. And those, like, little satyr baby forms of yourself and your brother are gone and replaced with these little, like, misshapen, like, deformed lumps with these, like, squished pig noses and overly elongated ears, webbed fingers with 4 little claws at the end of each of them, and they're kind of making this, like, squawking, like, squealing, like, very strange baby, not a normal baby noise. And they're kind of gurgling and just, like, swatting up at these triangles that they can't reach.
He looks then and he makes a face and he's like, God damn, these babies are ugly.
Yeah, so, you look down at one in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a d8.
Oh no! He got mad at me calling him ugly. 8.
Okay. So you look down into this crib before you, and you can see that the little baby creature in there has some blocks that they are holding, and they are like, you can see that this baby can kind of see the baby next to it in its crib, and it's like holding all of its blocks like very possessively, and anytime the baby that's next to it, like, moves, it, like, makes this, like, angry little noise at it and, like, clutches its blocks tighter.
Mm-hmm. God. It's like, what if I... Can I maybe try to convince the baby to share? Might just bite me. Might start mauling me. That'd be kind of funny.
What would you like to do specifically for that? How do you do that?
Well, like, he probably talks to, like, he would talk to his, like, younger sisters when they were fighting, right? Like, hey, like, you know, that's not nice.
Okay.
Just very softly, like, soft parenting type, like, goading, like, come on, it's like, nice to share. You're not using them right now, etc., etc.
Yeah,
You could play with them together, like trying to find, like, you know, common ground, try to get them to, like, engage with each other non-hostily. I don't have little siblings, so like if I had little siblings and they were fighting, I'd be like, oh my god, shut up.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, so there's actually no check required here. You say this and this baby that's clutching its blocks looks up at you and, like, listens to what you're saying and immediately clutches its blocks tighter and starts, like, it tries to reach up with its, like, weak little body and, like, push you away and is like, "Nyeh," and is clutching its blocks tighter. And you can see that the baby in the crib next to it that you're like, hey, like, you can share, that baby actually has its own set of, well, it doesn't have a set of blocks, but it has, like, a couple little stuffed animals, and it's, like, ignoring its stuffed animals and is just looking over at the blocks that the other baby has, and is, like, at the edge of its crib, like, trying to grab with its, like, webbed little hands.
Gross. These are gross, grody little babies. I'll see what happens if I try to take one of the stuffed animals, like if they're both just being greedy little shits to each other.
Yeah, so the baby with so you take one of the blocks or one of the stuffed animals?
Stuffed animals.
Yeah, so that baby, like, looks at what you're doing and is like, "Wah, wah, wah," and it's, like, pointing over at the blocks, like, it's like, "Wah, wah, wah."
it just really wants some blocks, huh? I don't know what happens if I piss off this block having baby. I kind of want to see why the blocks are so important. And I'm an adult with muscles. Give me them blocks.
Okay.
I want the
Okay.
blocks.
Yeah, so there is no strength check needed because you're taking blocks. You're taking a toy from a baby.
Yeah, I'm just like holding it up, like in the air.
Yeah, like the block or the baby?
The baby.
Okay, so you're picking up the whole block, the whole baby that had the blocks.
Yeah.
Are you, like, okay, it's, like, grabbing at its blocks and, like, two of them fall, but it has one of them, and it starts, like, making these very, like, distressed animal noises of, like, or, like, kind of like a fucked up little animalistic cry. And it's holding its block, and it's, like, wiggling and wriggling, and it's going crazy, and it's trying to make itself heavy, and it's crying, and it's pooping.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I just wanted to see what blocks, anything at all, if they're just like normal blank blocks. Put the baby back down after.
Yeah, the blocks have those same letters on them.
Oh, you know what? I feel a little dumb. I feel like I know what place this is. How many cribs did you say there was again?
There are 8.
Okay. I'm gonna... Okay. I'm gonna look around if there's a baby there that is not gross and gritty.
Okay. So are you gonna, like, look at all of the babies to see what's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna see what all the babies are doing.
Okay. You put down the baby with the blocks, and then it, like, immediately grabs its blocks and is, like, it's just, like, holding them very covetously. And then the other baby is, like, look, the other baby with the stuffed animals is, like, had a moment of hope when the other 2 blocks had dropped, but now that baby is back with its blocks, this one's like, you go over to the next baby, and this baby gets up on its knees, and it looks at you, and it reaches out and tries to pinch you.
Hey! Fuck you too.
It takes a little rattle that it has in its crib, and it throws it at you. Oh, that's my... It throws it at you.
Why are these babies so nasty? I know why they're nasty. I know where this is, but God, jeez.
You go to the next baby, and it's just sitting there, like, kind of like playing with a couple little like figurines that it has, and it looks up at you and is like, meh. And it like looks over at the rattle that the other baby had and is like, and like goes back to playing it. It like makes this grossed out like little or like very disdainful little face. The next baby that you go to like gets up and looks at you and just projectile vomits on you and is like,
oh, come on. I hate babies.
You go over to the next baby, and this baby, this is like the angry cry. This baby's full-blown tantrum. It's like throwing itself back against the side of its cradle. It's like rolling around screaming. This baby's going crazy, and it looks at you, and it's not even actually crying any tears. Its face is like, it has this like gross little like pig face, but with these like misshapen like nubby little gums where inhuman teeth would grow in, and this like almost like puggish face. But it's covered in this like thin like kind of sour milk colored fur with like a little pink belly and like pink face on its skin. And it just looks at you and it just shakes its fist at you and is like screaming at you as you walk by. The next baby that you walk by is just like stares at you blankly. And you just sense pure loathing as this baby is looking at you. And then the final baby that you walk by is just like sitting there with its arms crossed and is just frowning in pure irritation at you. And then the tantrum baby starts screaming and crying again, and it's like, and it seems very annoyed. So that is all 8 babies.
Okay.
And you're sitting there just listening to them like whining and crying, and some of them are just screaming. One of them is the one that threw up on you is like shitting now and like is throwing up because it pooped. And it's just like a mess. The first 2 babies are like yelling at each other from across their cradles.
Donna's like, wow, this is terrible. Let's leave. So he goes to look for a door.
There is no door.
There's no door? I'm stuck here with these babies?
There's no windows either.
Fuck. Do I have any instruments?
Yeah, you would. You're like in your armor. You're like how you would be when you're out and about. It's like you just kind of found yourself in this room. You went from just being perspective only to now in this part of your dream, like you find yourself physically present.
Okay.
You have all of your stuff with you.
God, I don't know what to do with this thing, guys. Before I do what I'm thinking about, I guess I'll give one last look around the room to see if I can see anything else or different that I didn't see immediately when I first got in there.
Let me double check. This room is kind of barren, and it's kind of gross when you look around. Like there's been flies buzzing around and they're like landing on some of the babies. There's like a couple spots where you definitely think there's like maggots crawling on the floor.
Yeah.
It's like grimy and dirty and very stinky in here.
Okay. Then he's gonna probably take out his yarding, and he's gonna try to want to play like a lullaby or something. But he has a hunch that these are nasty, nasty little thingies. So they probably won't like music that sounds good, because he remembers the time that we had to fight those little flying baby things, and
These don't look like quite like that, I will say.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, but he's like, I don't know if he's trying to play something purposely bad, but he's trying to like gauge a feel for like what would be comforting to them, because they look like nasty little shits. So he's like, I don't think I can play something sweet and kind to put them to sleep, because they might not care. It might make them angry.
Okay, roll a performance check.
Ooh. What's my bonus? 24. 17 plus 7.
Yeah, so you begin to play, you know, like you start off with something maybe a little bit more like somber, you switch into maybe something like dark and intense, you maybe go for something a little jaunty but like off kilter. As soon as you start playing, and throughout all of these different things that you try, and you're able to kind of switch between tones pretty well, all of them just sit up in their crib and just stare at you.
Oh my god. Is it just like stoic? Is there a specific expression?
They all just go like, the first time a baby looks at a TV and is just like completely like dead to the outside world, like they are locked in.
Oh, okay.
They're so locked in.
Oh, he's like, I guess I'll keep going.
Okay, are you going for any different like vibe now, or are you just kind of keeping it with like a little bit of like the darker or like out of tune kind of thing?
I'll try a more upbeat vibe and see what happens.
Okay, yeah, you can try like more of like a child's rhyme kind of vibe, or like, you know, something more chill. And they all just kind of like, they're still staring at you, but they start kind of like swaying like along with the music.
Okay. Yeah, this is what I can do with this. Yeah, he'll keep playing. He's like, if it's working, it's good, but it's also sort of helping me like not freak out, because this is a weird situation to be in. So he'll keep going.
Okay, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Ooh. Ooh wee. Okay. 26 with a natural 20.
Okay. As you transition into like a more happy music, and then you kind of get yourself into like the more peaceful lullaby vibe, you do see that like one by one, some of the babies kind of like sit back and like maybe curl up. A couple of them suck their weird little clawed thumbs, and they all begin to fall asleep. And you start to feel this bubbling up of a lot of emotions, some of which I think Don has spent most of his life pretty familiar with. You begin to just feel annoyed. You begin to feel like just so disdainful, and, you know, like, I think maybe there's parts of you that were like very envious of the fact that your family could just waltz through life without a care in the world, but you had to be the one to take care of them. But also you knew you were the better and you were the only one that could. And just like all of these kind of negative feelings wash over you, but you're able to kind of put them down and stay focused on your music. And as the last baby shuts its eyes and just passes out there, you find your own eyelids growing quite heavy. And suddenly you find yourself looking up at a little mobile with 3 little triangular ornaments on it with little elvish letters carved. And you feel your own eyelids closing as you hear this gentle lullaby being played on a yarding, and you fall back asleep.
Damn. Don's waking up like I have no idea what any of that means.
Yeah, and that is where everybody wakes up. I'm gonna maybe we take like a super quick like 5-minute break here. I gotta take a bio break.
Sure.
That would be great. We will be back in like 5 to 7 minutes.
BRB fam.
Burb.
welcome back.
We're back. So, morning comes. A group of you awakens. Some of you with stranger dreams than others. So, some kind of strange, slightly traumatic. Others involving first kisses and being told that they stole your clothes and then pooped in them. Which you know what? Ego did get a first kiss there from somebody else in a dream. Not something that I ever considered as like occurring, but cool nonetheless. So let me see. Let me just check some spells really quick.
Oh boy.
I didn't know if I would actually be given it since I was someone else, but
I think that you, for reasons,
the kisser.
both known and unknown, I think we will give you a little bless. I think we will give you a bless for the day.
Ooh,
bless
Mimi
until
love
your
a
next-
24-hour bless.
Yeah, you can have a little bless until your next long rest.
All right, well then
Bless
I
until your
definitely
next
want
long
to
rest. Hee
definitely want to ride this out as much as possible. Then
hee. Hi, Hoagie. You're so baby. You're such a little baby, Hoagie. But yeah, the day is yours to do as you wish. Anyone who needs to, set their spells for the day, you can do so. Sue always makes a big breakfast. She likes to do a full spread for everybody together, or she can bring it to your room. But she's the kind that when you get the room service breakfast, the tray has a little vase with a fresh flower that she grew there, and it's just the best cute little mismatched china plates and fluffy golden waffles. And she goes all out. Normally this is next level. She heaps food upon you guys. And is just very attentive to your needs, almost annoyingly so. If you take one sip from your orange juice glass, she runs over with a jug and immediately fills up more orange juice for you and is like, "Do you want some more? I can real quick just kind of druid craft a couple more oranges ripe and I can fresh squeeze it for you." No? Alright. And she'll put her back, but instead of going back to the kitchen, she hovers over in near the door and is just watching you guys eat, and it's waiting to do anything that she can to help. She did say that she was going to put a doggy bag together for you guys because you saved the inn. So you can always ask her about that if you would like, but the day is yours. What would you like to do?
Don is probably still thinking about his dream, so he's kind of just eating quietly right now.
we need to return back to our allies in Yon. If we believe that those creatures were sent by the Hourglass Coven, then they'll send more.
True. It's probably not good to keep staying here too long if they're just going to keep sending people to try to beat us up.
And, well, some of us have explained before that since we've been here in the Feywild, when we dream, our connections to it sort of send us away. And I did have another one of those dreams. I think I was in the summer court, which was disgusting.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're just like, ugh.
I mean, they're all well, you know how the summer court is. But actually, they were pleasantly scared. They're gathering Titania. is gathering armies. They're allying with the Lady of Wind and Darkness.
It's Air and Darkness, but Don wouldn't know that because he doesn't pay attention.
Mhm. The Lady of Air and Darkness, but you are correct. Oopsies. I even paused because I was trying to remember which one it was. They're allying with the Lady of Air and Darkness, and
that bad?
Well, not necessarily. Personally, love the Lady of Air and Darkness. What's more concerning is what they're fighting.
What are they fighting?
Well, first off, the Wild Hunt.
Oh.
But second of all, some other being, some being of... What was the specific thing that they called it?
Prince of Thorns?
The Prince of Thorns, was that it?
I think
Yeah.
so.
I'll go with it. This other being known as the Prince of Thorns,
The Thorny
who
Man.
seems to be corrupting...
Oh.
Oh no, I froze.
You did freeze. This Prince of Thorns seems to be corrupting entire domains, leaving them admittedly more within my aesthetic, but I also understand that my aesthetic is not really liked. Dreary, sad, dark, and I'm no fool, or I don't claim to be. Thorns? Making everything sad and depressing? Connected to the Wild Hunt? I know it's the Feywild, but at some point serendipity goes out the window.
You think you're connected?
I have to believe that I'm connected.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Based on our conversations that we've had before about, like, time being silly here, how do you not... This cat just came out of nowhere. How do you know that, like, your dreams aren't, like, in the future or the past? Or...
That's fair,
Yeah.
but
If it's a future, that's not good either, though.
Right. But if it's the
If
past,
it's-
it's something to not even worry about.
if it's the past,
Not
yeah, that's
nothing.
nothing to be
Not-
done about it, I should.
Right.
It's still information to know whether or not it's information that hasn't or has already happened.
Or if it's
And-
repeating itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this Thorns guy is related to Ego, in some way, shape, or form, then I would say knowing the history is as good as knowing the current event.
That's true.
Yeah.
I want to keep it in mind for sure, but as far as I'm concerned, that is not our fight, or at least it isn't yet.
Right.
We have to deal with the Hourglass Coven, and then, Aurum, I know that you and I have business with the Wild Hunt,
Right.
but I'm not about to get involved in a war.
Speaking of the Hourglass Coven, actually, I had a weird dream too.
You had a dream?
That's
Another one?
happening more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't suck as much as the other one, but I don't
Okay.
really get this dream shit.
What happened in it? I didn't dream at all last night. It was kind of lonely.
Well, I think I saw my parents after me and my brother were born. I don't really want to talk about that part. The important part was I somehow ended up in this room, nasty, gross room full of cribs, and there were like 8 babies. I was going to say that it was probably just weird dream shit, but I remember distinctly, like, on the cribs and some of the toys and stuff, I'm pretty sure it was Zybilna's name.
Oh. Oh boy.
A bunch of different letters, and I had to rearrange them, but only so many words have a Z in them.
What does a bunch of babies in cribs have to do with Zybilna?
Well, I don't know how many babies this Baba Yaga you were talking about has, but we do know that the Hourglass Coven is at least a few of Zybilna's sisters.
Right.
That is true, and Zybilna was sort of an adopted daughter, but did I know how many black books there were?
You were told there were at least 8.
There were how many cribs?
8.
Well, these black books that I had learned about that I was trying to get my hands on, each one was given to a daughter of Baba Yaga, and as far as I know, there were at least 8 of those. So maybe your theory is quite true, and you were seeing Baba Yaga's children.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I do know that apparently they really liked Baba Yaga's. They really liked Zybilna's toys, probably because they were little shits, and one of them barfed on me.
Oh.
Well, from what we've understood, the Hourglass Coven, what they're doing is sort of almost out of a fit of jealousy for Zybilna.
Yeah.
They want to take what she has. They are taking what she has. So I don't know if necessarily what you saw was literal or metaphorical, but it seems in line with how they're behaving now.
Did Zybilna also have children? Like, why was her name?
I think I saw her crib, maybe. Then again,
Oh.
her name was... The letters on her name were sort of carved multiple.
Yeah, there would be like a ZBY over one crib, and then like an AIN, like multiple. Some of the letters were repeated. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
That baby barfed on me on purpose, too. It made sure it was looking at me before it did it.
That sucks. I'm sorry you had that dream.
Yeah, I got barfed on enough little sisters. And Ramses one time. We're the same age.
Our next steps are still clear. We need to gather our allies in Yon, and we need to attack that castle. So, when I said I wasn't going to get involved in a war, I guess I kind of lied. But
It's a different one, though.
a battle, at least.
Yeah.
And then we need to find our way to her palace so that we can end this chapter. Maybe we can then start talking about going home, getting away from all this Feywild stuff, because in the beginning, I'll admit, I was very happy to be here in a place where magic is old and tangible. But I think I miss home.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I'm super homeless now.
I think I still am, too.
I think, to be honest, Ego, I think home for you is dangerous until the wild hunt's gone. If they want to kill you, they'll come to your home.
Yeah. I just don't know how much time is going to pass when we return to the material.
It could barely pass at all. That's what happened to me.
Or it could be decades.
Right.
We all go to the same time? Or could we all go to different time?
I don't know.
If
He
you want, yeah, it's kind of a. I think even Saoirse, who's kind of just like preoccupied, but like maybe like pops in to say hi, hears that and is like, "Time passes really weird here."
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then like goes back to her room.
yeah, there might be some way to control it. I know sometimes.
Maybe if we all do the leash thing again, like we all tether each other.
Yeah. There must be some way to handle it though, because, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes family members would visit randomly.
Archfey can have more control over it. I'm sure if we were able to reinstate Zybelna into power and we were within her domain, she would at least be able to mitigate something like that. But Aurum is right. As much as I would like to think that we are in the home stretch, it feels in a kind of frustrating way like it's only
Beginning?
just beginning.
Yeah. Are we gonna try to...
feel...
Sorry, go ahead.
You go.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, like, when we go back to Yon, are we gonna try to bring the inn with us to see if we can get other people to transfer between realms? Because they said they couldn't before. What if we show them how?
The whole inn might be a little bit difficult, but I know that there are some people that want to get from place to place.
Yeah. We could try. Like if it follows us or something. Or in it and tell it where to go.
I think that depends on...
How we do it?
Well, it depends on whether or not we have permission, you know?
Well,
She set
yeah,
up
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm saying the innkeeper.
Sue?
Yeah, Miss Sue. She's set up here for a reason, so I don't know if she really wants to go to a forest or a stormy mountain.
I think
No,
the
but-
other issue would be like if a giant house showed up in my domain and I was a big angry lady, I probably would attack the house immediately.
But they
So-
were there already when the hag was there, and like when the hag was still here. Like she was already here.
Yeah, but it hasn't been traveling, and it was a different hag. It was a
But
hag that you could run in circles and.
Yeah, but all three of them are at,
Oh,
all three of them are at the castle, I think, right? Out of character, all three of them are there. Okay,
They might be, and we don't
Oh,
know
okay.
for sure.
we think they are.
Yeah.
When you beat up when you bested Bavlorna, she ended up at Skabatha's, and you did Skabatha fled, and
Right.
then
So
Bavlorna also was like, "Bye," after
Bye.
she did her little like bargain.
Yeah.
so we have to assume that they all went like the three plagues.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, if they don't, it does, like, the inn, let me explain this. The inn doesn't have to come with us to the mountains and the castle, but it can be, like, a home base of operations since we've already got, like, an army building. And the army is nowhere near the castle right now. But if we could teach them how to, like, traverse Yon and whatever, maybe it'd be easier for us to communicate and, like, establish ourselves in a more, like, cohesive manner.
we could try.
I think it's worth at least asking if Sue is
Is
interested.
interested. Yeah. It was just an idea because
Yeah.
I think it would be nice for most of the creatures that we've met and people that have agreed to ally with us to taste Sue's cooking and like have a proper rest without fear.
I can agree
Somebody-
with that.
Somebody say my name. Did y'all need more juice?
No more juice. We do
You
have
need more pancakes? I can get a couple more stacks going on the griddle real quick.
actually it's something more important than food right now that we have a question for you. I don't know if it's a favor to us or a favor to you or just in general, but we are hoping to go back to Yon. And we want to help all the citizens be able to like traverse the realms again because I know you guys have been kind of locked in, right?
Yeah, we've been kind of just stuck here. Normally we would go all the way from the beaches to the forests. We'd come here to the river delta. We'd go up to the hills and the mountains and all over. But we kind of got stuck here when the mists rolled in.
Would you like to try to come back with us and see if we can teach the inn how to traverse like the locked areas?
How do you do that?
Well,
It's anytime we've ever walked into the mist, we just sort of get spat back out.
how do we do it out of character?
You figured out that it's basically like understanding what phase of time is associated with what area and like putting yourself in that mindset. So when you went from like hither to thither, you had to like imagine your child self and like a more innocent time, but like going from like thither to Yon, you had to like imagine what you wanted for your future.
Oh.
And then coming from Yon to hither, you kind of just had to like think about your immediate present need.
Okay, I'll try my best to explain that to Sue. I would ask help of the party because I don't know if Clover is like articulate enough to explain that properly, but she would try to Sue.
Sorry, dinner.
No, you're good. I gotta order.
So the house is kind of. Oh my god! Hold on, Hoagie is climbing on my laundry rack. 1 second.
Bad boy.
Oh my Jesus Christ! Hold on. Roleplay amongst yourselves.
So I had a dream too.
You did?
Yeah.
What was it about?
So, well, I think it's just related to the fact that I can, if I eat something, I can absorb its magic.
Yeah, you've said that a few times.
Well, the mushroom thing that I ate, that was screaming.
Yeah.
I think I can scream now too. Now, I have been thinking about this a little bit. I'm curious if what I eat has to be dead or like
What? Wait.
say we saw another dragon
Right.
and I took one of its scales and ate it.
Okay.
Would I still get power that way? Or, you know what I mean? Like, instead
Oh,
of...
if the dragon's still alive, would you still get power?
Yeah.
I don't know. My assumption would be if it's given to you willingly, you would still absorb the power, right?
Maybe.
Maybe not if it's unwilling. But if
Well,
it's already dead...
if they're dying, if they're not willing...
Well, if it's already dead, then there's no will to say yes or no.
Still got a soul.
Yeah, but it's not connected to the body anymore.
Maybe.
Sorry, Sue.
I don't know.
That's all real metaphysical. That's all real woo-woo,
That's real woo
as
woo.
my Meemaw would say.
It's woo woo.
That's very woo-woo. Not really my... If you need a good pick-me-up with some tea, or maybe just a really comforting stew that'll put you right to sleep, I can help you with that. But the nature of magic involved from... Well, wait a second! What are you saying you're gonna eat now that's alive?
No. So, okay, listen. We fought a dragon.
Oh no.
I ate its tooth, and I could
You did
breathe.
what now, honey?
I ate its tooth.
Oh, bless your heart.
But then I could breathe. What was it? Acid, poison,
Poison.
something.
Poison?
I could breathe poison, like the
Oh.
dragon.
You sure that wasn't just...
No,
You froze
Sue,
again.
are you okay?
Sue?
Sue, you stopped moving.
Oh
It froze again. I'm sorry.
no. Okay.
No, it definitely wasn't
I was
just.
I don't know if it cut off, like, but I was saying, like, oh, like, are you sure it wasn't just indigestion? When you said, like, oh, I was spitting poison.
No, I definitely spat like poison at a creature and it hurt them. And now I have this feeling in my throat that I can scream because I ate a screaming mushroom.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just thinking,
Actually...
are you? Hey, you're very magic, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Very magic? No.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, I know a little bit of the druidic arts. My peepaw was a druid, and he kind of passed that down. Real good cook first before he was a druid, and that's kind of how he made his magic happen. But my mama and I, we're both kind of kitchen witches. We like to make sure that whenever we're doing something with our magic, that people are getting full.
Oh,
It is a day.
Sue, what happened? Sue just disappeared and reappeared from reality.
I just can't. I just can't win with the internet today. The moment Dale came home, but yeah, I mean, I know a little bit of it, but it's not much. But it actually is usually through food. I don't know about eating dragon scales though. I usually like to put things infuse magic into regular food instead of finding magical food. I mean, there's a lot of magical food to be had in the Feywild. I have cooked with a little bit of it, but you gotta be real careful.
You know what? You just jogged something in my memory. So I ate a fruit. The fruit wasn't dead.
That's true.
You picked it and ate it?
Yeah.
What do you mean you ate a fruit?
I ate when I got here, I made a deal with Sam, I guess, and I ate a fruit. It was I forget what it was called. They just told me like a couple of hours ago, or yesterday.
Who'd you make a bargain with to eat a fruit, honey?
It was Sam.
I don't know who Sam is.
You're the first person I've met here that doesn't know who Sam is.
Is that one of your little adventuring friends?
I'm just gonna panic look at everybody else at the table.
No,
no.
But the fact that you don't know who he is very nice.
I mean, if you brought them by and I don't remember them, I apologize.
I don't think you've met him
He's
through us.
been here though.
Has he?
He has
He's been in the rooms here.
Oh. Shit.
He's been
came
in
out of
various
Saoirse's
people's rooms.
bathroom.
Oh my god, I forgot about that! I forgot he was in the bathroom.
Anyway, that's why when I punch things, little golden moths explode on them, and I can eat stuff and I get magic from it. Apparently, I'm a sponge or something.
So, you're saying that you made a bargain with someone named Sam, and you ate some fruit. What's
I grew these horns when I ate the fruit.
Is Sam just sort of like, like from... What do you know about Sam? How much did they tell you?
I wonder if we can get him to come. Sam! I'm
just, they weren't like, you weren't with like a really powerful fae eating their fruit, right?
I mean, he feels powerful. Yeah.
Oh, bless your
Oh no!
heart, honey.
Oh no! Oh no!
What?
Side eyes.
What? What's wrong with that? I don't.
Oh, okay. She froze.
What's it?
Yeah, she says, "Oh, bless your heart, darling."
What? What's wrong?
Nobody told you. None of you know what.
I don't go here.
Shoot. All right. I didn't even think that this would happen. How you hear like all those little fairy stories about people that go to it's about to kick me out again.
No.
Being ping-ponged back and forth.
It will. It's gonna literally kick me out when my internet comes back on here. Sometimes in like fairy stories of like people and children being stolen away, a lot of the times the way that they do that is with food, luring you with little treats in the forest or little snacks, or maybe somebody goes to a fairy, find themselves stumbled into a fairy ritual and they drink the fey wine. That is no joke. That's some pretty serious magic, honey. If you bound yourself to somebody powerful and ate of the fruit of their land, that's their domain. That's
Well, so technically. Oh, okay.
Technically.
I think she just doesn't want to listen to you. Or,
yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Wait.
Well, so what I was saying was technically, it wasn't his fruit, from what he said, right? Because I'm not bound to him. It was just a fey mango, I think, or something.
That's what he told you.
Yeah.
You didn't really ask at the time. You're like, "What is this?" And he's like, "A mango," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. But I don't know. It just kind of made me more powerful.
So,
I mean, it's not like Dawn. Dawn's like full on. That's like his god or something.
oh, I didn't know you were religious, sweetie. Oh, you're muted, Graph.
One, those situations are totally different. And two, he's not my god, okay? He's like my boss. I don't worship him.
He's trying to get you followers and stuff. If you didn't know, but
What?
yeah, he wanted me to be one of your followers to help you in your journey. Apparently, he has some big thing for you or something.
Well,
I didn't get to tell you that because I was too busy fighting with him because he decided to show up in Saoirse's bathroom. So.
Okay.
Well, it's not. So there's certain types of like little bargains that people make and get magic and like they sell their soul. It's not like that, but it's sort of like you put a piece of them into you and it becomes a part of you. So you're not just you anymore. you and then some. But
Okay.
it's a bond that can stay with you.
I mean, if you're telling me not to
change.
trust this guy, I'm already on that page.
I mean,
Nice.
I listen. I'm not here to judge. That's not my job. But what I'm saying is, if a powerful being offered you a fruit that is tied to, or any food item that is intrinsically tied to their domain, not just food, but food that is like has a connection to it, like if they tend to grow or something like that, you kind of have a bond if you take that, if you choose to take that, and especially if you chose to take that as part of a bargain or a deal.
What if I make him mad?
I mean, that does happen sometimes. Sometimes you get kicked out. Sometimes you have a target on your back.
I don't really think he can take my magic away. I don't know, though.
I don't know. That's
He seems... Every time he talks to me about my magic specifically, he seems like he's intrigued more than like he knows what it's doing. So like it seems like he doesn't know what's happening to me.
I've seen
At
a
all.
lot of strange things in my time as an innkeeper here. And I have seen people that have, eaten of a fey fruit or drank of fey wine, but this is definitely that amount of knowledge, that detail is definitely a little bit beyond me, honey. I just know that it happens. But you're smart, I hope. You're just so bright, honey.
I'm
Like I
learning.
said, bless your heart.
I'm learning, I think. I don't know.
You're just so charming, sweetie. You know what? If it doesn't work out for you, at least you've got your looks. And she like pats your cheek very gently.
Hey, you know what? Ego.
Yes.
Can I have a piece of your hair?
No.
Oh,
I didn't think you would react like that. Okay, never mind. I was just wondering if I like ate your hair.
I was just gonna say, are
if
you
I would
gonna
get,
eat their hair?
Yeah,
You already have some of my hair, by the way.
but it's technically mine because it grew out of my head.
That's not. We each have a lock of each other's hair grown out of each other's head because we've made a bond with each other. But I'm also not going to just give you some of my hair. That is like the most important thing that I have.
So like this is technically yours.
Yes.
I don't feel like it's gonna work if it comes off of me.
Well, because it's already representative of a different kind of power. But listen, you can't just ask a witch for their hair.
Can I just
you
have
can,
something to
but-
eat?
Can I have something
Um,
to eat?
Well,
No.
I understand that you're trying to experiment here. I do have to draw the line at cannibalism in my inn. In my establishment, we are not doing that.
I'm not trying to eat like your flesh. That
Hey Sue, what about traveling the domains?
Yeah, I've been trying to get back to that.
I know.
I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot, but the old girl, she's smart. She knows what's happening, but I don't know if she has
Okay.
all that kind of. I don't know if her wherever her thought lives. I don't know if it works that way. We can
Okay.
try, maybe.
And if it doesn't work, I guess whoever wants to try, like individually, can try, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If it's a thing that y'all had to do when you were crossing, like you were saying, then maybe I should gather everyone up here at the breakfast table and we all kind of
like
try to help.
Yeah, maybe. And it would be
I
good
don't really
to
know about
spread
Black
the information.
Donald, but
Right, but I do think it would be good to spread the information across like hither, thither, and yon, so everyone knows how to do it at least in theory.
let me get everyone down here. I think. Oh, sweetheart. I think Win is waking up.
Oh,
I'm not here.
here you go.
I think actually Wynn was starting to feel better like a couple hours ago. She actually was able to kind of wake up and drink a bit of water. So maybe you can go talk to her. I don't really know what happened, but
Yeah, you didn't get the info you were wanting,
are
right?
you actually running away?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Well,
Sparrow run.
run.
oh.
That was peculiar.
It was really hard for them seeing her like that.
Giving her a seizure was really hard on me.
Yeah. He's
Got it.
traumatized.
I guess they've never. I won't pry.
I'll check on them in a bit.
My mama said it wasn't good to gossip. I won't pry. But I'll go get everybody gathered up. And she'll talk her off.
I'll go check on Ego.
Just moved to somewhere out of the way. This wasn't a running out of the inn thing again.
Okay,
go
good.
sit in the
Okay,
table,
good.
Like the chair that's like right by the door, so that like if the door's open, you're like obscured by it.
Yeah.
Ego,
Oh, hey, Clover, what's up?
what's up with you? Why'd you run over here? What's over here?
Sheng Fui, ancient magical thing about the flow of energy in a room, and I was just getting a bad vibe from where I was sitting. It's much better here. So
Was it a bad vibe, or was it you're a little bit scared to go see her?
she practically begged me to look into my soul, and then it made her
I
do
know.
that.
I know. But we don't know what she saw or what actually caused it.
I know what I saw.
What did you see? You
It was
saw
a
something?
man. Yeah, like a man. A knight. Human, I think. And he had thorns coming out of him like me. And I asked him who he was. He said he was me. I'm not human. He looked really bad.
And you saw it when you looked at Wynn?
When Wynn looked at me, or yeah, I mean, yeah. I think it was a bit introspective. Normally, the idea of someone enraptured in darkness and sorrow deep within my soul would bring me comfort. But this felt icky.
Oh.
And like, not in the cool way, not like spiders and bats and frogs, but like, wrong. I'm darker than I ever thought I was.
But didn't you
I
have...
don't like it.
I'm sorry it made you feel that way. But didn't you have something you wanted to ask Gwen with her help, but she insisted on doing that first? Out of character, I can't remember what you wanted from her. I know you wanted something.
I wanted to see if she could use her sight to tell me where one of the black books was.
Oh, right. Maybe we could try that now that she's feeling a little better, or see if it's even possible.
I don't think she wants to see me.
Should I go talk to her for you? And if she asks for you, I come get you?
I would like that.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, you sit here and fix the vibes, I guess.
I lied.
Oh,
Align your chakras.
Align your chakras. It's fine. If it was Nova, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, that tracks." Okay, I'll go look for Win while Sue is gathering people, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Because Win is needing to get everybody out. When you go to head to, well, actually, she was staying in Win's room. So you wouldn't even need to go upstairs. If you go back over to that room, you're able to go in. And Win is actually there with this very large canvas that is propped up against a dresser in this room, and you can see that you can kind of see shadow moving behind it. It's kind of facing away from where you are. She's probably on the other side of it. You're seeing the back of the canvas.
I will knock on the door so she knows that I'm here. Knock, knock.
You knock.
Win? I'll kind of peer around the canvas to see if she's awake.
Yeah, so you walk in and kind of curve around, and you can see that Win is there with these pots of different paints in front of her, and is just dipping her hands into them, and is just smearing them on the canvas. And you can see that she actually has tears falling from her eyes, but a smile on her face. And as she's letting the tears fall into these paint pots that are in front of her, she's positioning herself so they fall into it based on wherever she's painting. And is basically mixing them together, and is painting on this canvas. And these very there's a spectrum of gray, blue, very dark, stormy colors. These very dark greens, kind of a lot of that. And then she has a couple pots of this deeply contrasting to the rest of it, very, very vibrant blood reds. And she's just going to town, and she's incredible. I've never seen anything like that. And she's just painting. What?
Hi.
I need to get this out.
Are you okay? Are you feeling better?
I feel heartbroken. I feel a pain so exquisite to know the depth of feeling that could exist in somebody. It's beautiful. I must paint it.
Oh. How long do you think this will take?
Hard to say. There's just so many layers. There's just so many parts. To know the true meaning of grief and loss and heartbreak, all as the same emotion, yet a different tone to each of them. No one feeling can have its own color. They all must be separated, and yet they all come from the heart.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that I had realized before, and it's incredible.
That does seem kind of incredible, yeah.
It's pain, but it's beautiful. And I need others to know that there was somebody somewhere who felt this, and whatever they went through, this is what happened, and this person was alive, and this was how they felt. I have clarity in a way that I haven't since before I came here. But I need to focus, I need to think, I need to... Just so incredible.
I don't want to interrupt this because it seems really important to you, but if you ever have the time, would you mind looking for the book that Ego mentioned before?
I think a little bit of dark red here. Oh, the book.
The book.
Right. I need a moment to wash up, but yes, I can do that.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Are you okay?
I don't know if it's going to work right now, or if I need to...
Need to get it all out of your system, maybe?
Well, when this is done and I go back being focused on my art.
Okay.
That's what I asked Bevlorna for. I didn't want to get married. I just wanted to focus on my art, and now I can do that. But can't really focus on much else. But maybe I can do something now.
Okay.
I had a measure of magical skill in my father's kingdom. Nothing particularly impressive, but
Who's your
I
father?
try. My father is a noble. He rules over an elven court. It's
And that's why you didn't want to get married, because you had that expectation?
well, yes, and he wanted to arrange a marriage for me to some prince somewhere. And I understand that I have a duty, but I didn't fancy him, and the rumors that the ladies' maids would bring me didn't seem too favorable.
Oh boy.
And I loved to study and ride horses and paint more than anything, or just sketch, go out into the gardens and draw flowers. So I found my way here to look for the fairy godmother that my people speak of, who can grant wishes to those in need. And I met Bavlorna. And I think you know where the rest of that story goes.
Well, hopefully the ending to that story is coming soon, and you won't be stuck anymore. We plan to get rid of all three of them, all three hags. For good.
Good.
Well, if you can help us with the book, we would be really grateful. But if you can't,
Yes.
I understand.
Let me wash up.
Okay.
The common room? Can I meet you there?
Yeah, Ego's there. Are you okay to see Ego?
Yes, do you know, is Octavian down there?
Where did I last see Octavian?
I think he had probably been in here previously, like, helping to tend to Wynn.
Yeah.
I saw him when I woke up, and
He might have gone. Sue's wrangling everybody up because we want to teach everybody how to traverse from hither, thither, and yon, but we want us all together to learn it. So he probably is in the common room. I'll look for him. I'll go look for him. I think he's in the common room.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to. I'll find him.
Okay. She like blushes a little, like waddles out the door. Like, ooh. Okay, you find him.
But you can reconvene back with your party. The rest of you, what would you like to have been doing in these couple of minutes where Clover was looking for Wynn? Gradually, you can see like the rest of the patrons do come down. The captain comes down. Octavian comes down. A couple of bugbears that you had seen in the common room last night come down. Black Donald, it was already there in the common room, sitting on his chair, and it's
awkwardly
just
smiling.
his smile's a little less awkward now. It's a little bit more pleasant. He still doesn't ever drop it, which is creepy, but
I was about to say, it became less forced when he saw someone have a seizure. He's like, wow, life is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, anything you guys want to do?
No, I'm just waiting. I don't think there's any spells that I want to copy right now.
Then, after a few minutes, Clover reappears, and after a few minutes more, Wynn heads down.
I will give Ego like the abridged version of what I just saw and how she's smiling and like really appreciating like the depth of emotions she's feeling. She thinks she's really inspired.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
And so after a few minutes more, Wynn does come down and looks around. Ego, are you trying to like hide yourself and make yourself small? Or are you like...
A little bit, I think instinctively still, yeah.
Okay. So, you know, she does look around, and I think she doesn't spot you at first because she sees Octavian and kind of like scurries over there and says hello to him. And you can see like he has his hands like on the table, like he's definitely like no elbows on the table kind of guy, but like he has his hands there, and she like puts her hand down like next to his and like kind of crosses and like touches hands with him. And like they talk a little bit. And she like seems to ask him something, and Octavian turns over to where you are and like waves at you and kind of like gestures for her to go over to you. And Wynn looks at you and her eyes go wide.
Just immediately starts having a seizure.
And she like runs over to you, and if you consent, she throws her arms around you and gives you like a massive hug.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you, Ego, 1,000 times thank you.
Why?
Have you ever... So where I come from, sometimes the ladies will spend hours doing their makeup or pinning their hair into fanciful arrangements, and they're heavy, and they make your neck sore, and they pinch at your scalp. And when I was a little girl, I would always ask, why did I have to do this? Why couldn't I just keep my hair down? And all of my attendants would tell me, well, beauty is pain. And after getting to see into your eyes and really look at what was there, I realized something else. Pain is beauty. And I found something so subtle and yet so multifaceted in what I've seen in you. I'm so excited to get it down on the canvas.
Oh.
So thank you.
Then you're welcome. I do agree. Pain can be beautiful.
I would love... Sorry, go ahead.
It can evoke just as much emotion as joy. It's just different.
Exactly. I would love for you to come and see what I've been working on, and maybe if you'd like, when I'm done, I would love to show you. I usually have a little bit of time after I finish a painting before I get a little bit too hyperfixated on the next thing. But I would love to show you. But your book. You wanted me to look for a book.
Yes.
Do you have a copy of it, or anything that you can tell me about it?
All I know is that I was nearby one, but I didn't notice it. They are powerful books that are given to the children of Baba Yaga.
And does it have a title?
I only know it as a black book.
The Black Book. Baba Yaga, the Black Books, Baba Yaga's daughters. All right. I will try. And whoops. Let me pull this up. Nope, it's gonna be this one. Okay. So, you would see that Wynn sits there at the table with you and puts her palms like laying up out on the table and like sets her back straight, and she begins like reciting an incantation in Elvish. It doesn't have any like particular words to it. You do kind of get like a sense of like beseeching something, like wanting contact, and she has to roll something. Okay. That she literally just gets a 15. So she barely passes.
I
And
silver barbs her so that she has to re-roll and take a lower one.
that's so crazy. That's like,
I'm self-sabotaging.
That's
Oh
so
my
toxic
God.
of you. What the fuck?
that's so crazy.
It's very toxic of me, and I
That's
love
very,
it.
very toxic of you. Oops. Oh my God. Come on. D&D Beyond, please. Please. Is this like, oh, it's the new one. That's why it's all fucked up. I gotta go to the original one. I'm like, why are none of the tabs that I want here? Sorry, I have to find this. There's like a specific name of an entity that I need to confirm I have right. Okay. So she recites this incantation and closes her eyes and takes a very deep breath, and when she exhales and opens her eyes, you can see that they're just like this, instead of like her normal eyes, they're sort of just this like misty opalescent like color, and they have a faint glow to them, and her head turns down and looks at you and says, I greet you, child of the witch, harbinger of sorrow.
Win? No.
Not quite.
Who are you? You know me.
I do. As I know all things that transpire in the Feywild, for I am known as many things, but you may call me Coralon.
Oh.
My priestess
Daddy?
has called upon me for aid.
Wait, hold on before you go any further. Do I know who the hell Coralon is at all?
You can roll a religion check.
Okay. I am good at religion. Just because I'm smart.
You also have an inspiration from the recap if you need it.
You do.
I want to sit with the 12, and I want to know, because it's not like I would have been told about elven gods. So 12.
Yeah, so I think with a 12 you would know. You may not know Coralon the way that most people know Coralon, though.
Okay.
So you were told about Coralon because you were told that, you know, there are these like that some of like when you're being told of the Feywild, you were told that there are a lot of elves that live there, but there are a lot of different kinds of elves, and that there are some that are more connected to like more ancient magic, you know, because like the elves that live in the material plane with you, your mother would tell you like they think that they are these like ancient beings with like this powerful magic, and that's bullshit. But some of the ones in the Feywild are like a little bit closer to the real deal. And that is because they have like a connection to a deific being known as Coralon, but your mother like would have told you like, oh, they think that Coralon is like, you know, the ruler of all elves, like the creator of elves, but like he's really just like he's kind of a coward. He's kind of like very capricious. He's basically just like a big fairy. He's not actually anything special for anything else in the Feywild, but he is like revered, by a lot of elves, and therefore is very powerful to the point that like he had become deified. Because like I think your mom would have told you like, there's a lot of ways you can get power, and one of them is like if people believe in you enough, like that's power. It's something that it's a very ancient and very rare lost magic that very few people know how to manipulate, but those who do know it and are good at it can like literally change societies and like worlds and eventually become gods. So I think that's like the context that you would know Coralon in.
I lean in very, very close and judgmentally. That is a very powerful name to assume.
And it is mine, or one of them anyway.
I'm speaking to Coralon.
Yes. Are you familiar, perhaps, with the Preserver of Life, or the Seldarine? I am the first of the Seldarine.
I'm familiar with magics ancient and powerful. But what would Coralon, you,
Me?
know of me? And why would you speak to me now?
What would I know of you? Little and less. And yet I can see on you, smell in you, that which you truly are. I may not know you as a friend, but I see who you are. Witchling. Slumbering archfey. And my priestess has beseeched me to aid you. Answer questions if I can. Why ever would that be?
I was never raised to believe or put much stock in things that would call themselves gods. But I understand power when it's before me.
Good.
I seek to avoid a dark fate.
And it is a dark fate that looms over you, like the tallest trees.
I fear it looms over much more than me, like the tallest trees.
Certainly. Taller than the trees that make Senealis, the palace where Titania rests, built upon many trees. Taller even than the trees of Arborea. But what is it that you seek to ask about this power?
Well,
I can answer 5 questions.
Well, if you're Coralon, as you claim to be, and you see me for what I am, then you know the fate of which I am trying to avoid. And I would believe then that that would be something that you would not want to transpire. So I suppose my first question is, will you simply relieve me of this? I don't want it. Clearly, no one else should want it. Break this cycle that I'm in, if you are Coralon, then.
Were you asking... So the question was, can you take this from me, or, like, will you take... Like, what was the exact wording that you want to ask?
The exact question
the moment
is...
where it matters.
the exact question is, I suppose, would you? Because I'm already believing that Coralon can. If they're Coralon. It's the Feywild. Come on, like...
Would that I could. If that power rested with me, I would relieve you of that burden, for I would not see such an old soul as yourself suffer, but it is one thing to undo the power wrought by mortals. It is another to undo the power of an archfey, one who, in many ways, is a deity in and of themselves. I could perhaps aid you, lighten your burden, or connect you with one who could. But to take it from you entirely, no. That sort of power... It is a seed planted whose roots grow deep and spread wide. And I cannot uproot it. Not in a way that will truly matter. Though it may be many a year until something else sprouts there again, those roots will creep. And you would pass the burden to another. Is that what you wish?
Ultimately, no, I suppose not. I must say, this is why my mother told me to not put faith in gods. There's always an excuse. But fine. Then, whenever I've tried to inquire about what needs be done to relieve me of this burden truly, I've only been met with vague answers such as the Fae want to give. So I would ask you to tell me plainly, what must I do? Or what must be done for this to end?
To well and truly rid yourself and all of creation of that power? Or perhaps to bind it permanently? Whether you...
To be as done with it as I possibly could. If that means that what I am currently ceases to be, but this cycle stops. Ideally, with the rest of creation getting to remain.
You could go about it one of two ways. First, you could find those whose hearts were loyal to yours and let them end you. And that would truly kill the soul that resides within you, or find the one who holds your heart and take it from them. Be one again. Be whole.
The one who holds my heart? Who has my heart?
Hold on, I gotta open up.
If you say
a page.
thorns.
No. If I have to open up like a page in my notes that has been sitting since like the beginning right now.
Victoria, I was like, I just want to be a goth little witch girl. And you're actually going full Madoka Magica on me.
Don't
I haven't
you
seen
dare
that.
speak that name when you won't even watch it with me.
But I know it's kinda like this!
Sorry, hold on. I gotta... Oh my god, where did I put it?
Take a moment and chew it over with Twix.
Yeah, chew it over with Twix. You're so right. Where did I put this? Is it in here? I think it's... My god, bro, this is like literally many years back. Okay. um the one who holds your heart. Queen Maeve.
Queen Maeve?
Queen Maeve. It's 3 questions. You have 2 left.
How do I find Queen Maeve?
Okay.
Brand new character being introduced in the 11th hour.
Literally. Okay, let's see. Queen Maeve is no more, is what he would say to that. The one known as Queen Maeve is no longer of anything. An identity erased.
Awkward.
That is not an answer to my question.
She cannot be found because she does not exist. Not anymore. Do you think you would still be ego when your time came? Witchling? When you cross that threshold, are you still you?
I've heard this story before.
What story?
If you take all the parts of someone's house and you slowly replace it one part at a time, is it still the same house as before? Ego is just a name. I have many.
As do I.
As do you.
Tell me, if you replace Sleeping Rough laying under the stars, looking up to where they glow in the dark, in between the branches of trees, watching little bats and bugs fly over the head, is that the same as staring at the ceiling as you lie for bed?
No. No, they're not the same.
Then the house of which you speak is not the same when the process is done. You think you are ego after, and yes, perhaps your name stays. But whatever lies beyond that, you would not be the same.
I've never feared changing.
Neither did Queen Maeve.
You imply that I would cease to be entirely, not become something else.
Hard to say. Depends whether your will was strong enough to transform, or whether you would be crushed by what you found when you crossed that threshold.
It doesn't sound all that different from letting the wild hunt skewer me through, then. It's unbecoming either way.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. You have one question left, and I have been very generous.
Hmm. Well, I'll tell you what I won't ask you, so don't bother answering. I'm not going to ask you if you know how all of this is going to play out. I'm not going to ask you which you would prefer that I do. I don't think that those answers are really helpful, and I also don't really think that you're going to care all that much. I'll stick to practical questions with practical answers. How do you get your heart back from someone that no longer exists?
That's a really good question.
I fold my arms and lean back in my chair.
You find what they've become.
And get it from there.
More or less. If you're lucky, staring up at that bleak and boring ceiling goes back to being stars. If you're not, your house gets blown up.
This guy's chill.
For what it's worth, I think you're quite the mage. And magic is a part of my domain. Should you find yourself wishing for a bit of clarity, guidance, or a way of thinking that you hadn't considered before, I am not unwelcoming to those who don't believe in me. The whole deity thing wouldn't really work if I was like that. Find a follower of mine at any time if you wish to speak again.
Perhaps I will.
You are always
It wouldn't
welcome.
be the first time that I beseech ancient and powerful beings for their little secrets.
Then I shall not wish you farewell, but see you later, witchling. And Wynn's eyes fall shut, and she just kind of has her head down for a second. Did that work? Did you get what you needed?
I got something better. Thank you, Wynn.
Well, good luck finding the books. I hope I helped. Just be careful. If they're Baba Yaga books or something, that sounds like kind of scary.
I will be as careful as a cat.
Right.
And twice as curious. I stand up from my chair and kind of fix my dress. straighten my hat. Thank you again, Win. Rest.
Thank you. Yes, of course. She doesn't have a British accent. Yes, of course. There we go.
Return to my party and sit properly at my table.
Yeah, so for the rest of you over there, Ego, like, talks to Win for a couple minutes while her eyes are glowing and there's, like, light coming out of her mouth and, like, just, like, this faint, like, ethereal music in the corner. What, anything you guys want to do in that time?
Don probably looks over and is like, okay. Why does weird stuff keep happening when we're about to leave?
Yeah,
I know,
feels
right? We keep trying to go.
It feels like we're gonna be stuck here for like another couple of weeks or something.
I just need 1 week.
But yeah, they'll wait until they come back and say, that looked eventful.
Very. If you take everything that someone says of who they are and where they're coming from at 100% face value.
Well, I wasn't listening, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Apparently. No. You're just gonna think it's weird and be like, okay, and not really know what to say about it. And I don't want to burden you anymore with that.
I already think it's weird. And I can either be burdened by not knowing or be burdened by knowing and think you're weird. So pick your poison.
Maybe I don't want you to think I'm weird anymore.
Why? Well, you want to be normal? You'd have to take the hat off first.
Never.
Exactly. So spell.
You ever see me without this hat? It's weird. I'm a weirdo. Wynn was apparently a devout follower of the Lord of all Elves, Horalon, who took it upon himself in this wonderful moment to possess her and speak to me directly, and answer me questions of powers both ancient and curious, of how to save myself from destroying all of creation. There you go. That's what happened.
Boy.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I talked to Dionysus like a couple naps ago. More than a couple naps ago, but like at a party. That wasn't as weird as it could have been.
Yeah, I saw the lake of my soul, so
Oh my god. I saw a hall of many
Okay, well, I'm
faces.
sorry that apparently I'm late to being contacted by gods.
He didn't contact me. He was talking to my sister.
Oh.
It was like,
Oh. Oh, he's trying to. Oh.
no, she follows
Corlin-
him.
She's a cleric.
Oh, okay.
Corlon tells me I have 2 ways to avoid turning into what I'm going to turn into, but most likely I'm not ever going to be the same regardless. Either we find the wild hunt, and I kind of look between Dawn and Aurum, and I let them kill me. They'll kill me real good. Super good, in fact.
Oh my
Body and
God.
soul.
You
And
can't do
just
that.
cease to exist.
can't do that.
No.
That sounds horrible.
You'd be breaking a pact. You can't do that.
I'm aware. Which,
Sorry.
Like,
No, I'm pretty powerful. Like I said, whole lake.
what's the second one?
or I must reunite with my stolen heart from Queen Maeve, who has, unfortunately, ceased to exist.
Who's Queen Maeve?
I don't know,
Oh.
because she's not Queen Maeve anymore. She's something else, or possibly nothing at all.
Oh, is she from the Uncourt thing? I don't know if Clover knows that.
No, you've You've never heard that name.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if
your-
Clover knows about the Uncourt.
What if your
Um,
dreams have been giving you hints about?
I don't know if Clover does know about the.
I
I
mean,
don't think any of Clover's dreams have had anything. to
No,
do
I was just
with-
wondering if anyone had shared about the because I know the Uncourt has been mentioned a few times, but I don't know of who shared what out of character.
I think the Uncourt was like it was
that
happening
Ego?
a little bit with. So it was originally happening with Dove, and then Ego got a little bit
Right, okay.
of like info.
Dove never got a chance to share it, and
Dove never
I
shared
have not
it,
shared that
And you
dream
have
yet.
I didn't say shit.
But you know what? A little voice in my head goes, I've never heard of Queen Maeve, but Unbecoming sounds like this thing that I've heard of only minorly, which is the Uncourt, but I don't know for sure. I've never heard the name before. So essentially, I can either cease to exist
No.
and break a pact in the same bout, or get something that was taken from me from someone that doesn't exist. So really, kind of sounds like I'm the butt of a horrible, horrible joke.
I have
Maybe-
a question, and this may or may not make Aurum mad, but can you technically get punished for breaking a pact if you no longer exist?
No, I don't think so, which
Didn't you
I
say
felt
like
would have been a fair trade for not destroying all of creation, but I wasn't going to tell you that part.
so you plan on betraying me this whole time? Is what you're telling me
I
right now.
planned on not destroying all of creation, which I think is still what we would call a net good.
So betraying me at the end of the day. If your plan was to go get killed by the wild hunt, that's
I don't
I
think there
would
is a plan.
deal
I
with
think
them.
I don't think there. Like, can you say it's a plan? I don't know if you make plans when you deal with stuff like this. I feel like things just kind of happen. Though,
Ideally, the best of both worlds, is that I would have honored my pact to you and have them destroy me at the same time.
how?
Stab each other with a sword? I don't know. I hadn't figured out how to fight them yet.
Ooh,
in
romantic.
my opinion, and I don't want to be mean to you because you're my friend, but only a fool makes their death a part of a plan. And I think you're smarter than that.
I am
Respectfully.
smart,
You are smarter than
you.
that, Ego. You are.
but I feel like I'm trying to solve a puzzle and someone's given me half of the pieces. It's impossible.
And of two different puzzles, too.
And
Exactly.
some of the pieces have been removed from existence, literally.
Yeah,
Well, if she
I'm
doesn't
smart, but I'm not able to do the impossible.
if she doesn't exist anymore, does that mean like Zybilna could bring her back, or someone's powerful like that?
Well,
I think she doesn't exist as she used to be. I think that she was changed.
Oh. Like maybe she also went to the Hall of Faces and got a new face? Like maybe she's not.
In the land of the Fae, you can lose your name. You can lose
Right.
your face. You can replace every little part of your house, and I guess then it's not the same house anymore, even
Oh,
if it's in
no.
the same general shape.
It's that boat conundrum. Is it still the same boat as you like move pieces?
But apparently, my original understanding of that story is wrong.
Why don't you just try to like remember her or something?
I don't know if I ever knew her.
No, but I'm saying, like, if somebody was forgotten and it made them disappear or whatever, like, if you remember them when they reappear.
I think that depends.
I don't remember what I'm supposed to remember.
If they're, yeah, you would have to have something to remember
forgot
in
it.
the first place. And if you're removed from existence, you don't even remember that you forgot something.
Yeah, if she's
until someone
someone.
points out what you forgot, and just because you know you forgot it doesn't mean you know who or what it is.
But if she was removed for existence, we wouldn't even have her name, so she's not removed from existence.
No, if she's changed, but that she could also have forgotten who she used to be if she's changed. Because I feel like that almost happened to me.
What if it's
I
you?
No, I don't think so. No. I remember my mom.
Give me my heart back.
What was that?
Give me my heart back.
I don't have your heart, Ego. It's not me. I'm just saying, maybe
Have
maybe
you
who she
checked?
used to be. Have I checked?
Yeah.
Your pockets.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll fucking check through my pockets to make sure I don't have Ego's fucking
You
heart.
forgot you had it.
Yeah, you check all of your pockets. No hearts
Oh, okay.
there. Some lint though. And maybe like a dried flower.
Here.
This is.
To be fair,
Thank you.
Ego, you are pretty smart. Pile of lint. Your heart.
What?
Wait, what? Your mic
I
cut
said-
out like half of that.
I said you are pretty short. This pile of lint could be your heart. It's proportional to your size.
That is not proportional. Besides,
It could be like the toy house, and your heart could have shrank down really small.
Oh. We weren't looking for hearts when we were in there.
no, but we made a deal to ask to have everything that was taken be returned.
That
would've
she
given me
that
my
she
heart.
had. That she
Yeah, I
had
don't-
though.
Yeah, I don't think the hags have your heart. I know where it is.
I
Yeah.
don't think so either.
Oh
I don't have
boy.
a heart.
That seems
I don't know. You haven't been cut open recently.
Hey, maybe
Well, I mean, brambles.
maybe
I've got a whole new rib cage.
like maybe Zybilna knows.
who Maeve was?
Yeah.
Maybe. We have a lot of things
Maybe.
to ask her if we can wake her up.
Which means we need to get to Yon like we originally thought we were going to do.
Let's go right now.
Let's go right now.
Before
Let's
we
let's do a speed run, teach everybody how to think to get there, and we all go at the same time. 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
go.
We're
Okay.
going to. All right, everybody. So you're gonna roll out your yoga mats, and we're gonna take you through a guided meditation.
So we're gonna do like kind of like a little skill challenge here
Oh,
with
boy.
everybody for
Oh, boy.
teaching everybody that's here, all these NPCs that
Okay.
you know. It's mostly people that you know. It's the like Rosalie is there. Bilston, her like little will-o-wisp dead boyfriend is there. Joy is there. Octavian, Wynn, Black Donald, Captain Baja, Moby Richard, and then there's like 2 bugbear people that are there. Tell me like, you know, what you think you're doing to help contribute to this, and we're gonna figure out a role. Like, I think, you know, this can be like persuasion stuff, but also if you don't have good charisma, you can do something else, like, you know, maybe you're trying to like imbue magic into it. You can get creative if you can explain a way that you use a specific skill to teach this. If as long as it vaguely makes sense, I will allow it. So, who would like to go first?
I think
Yes.
Dawn.
Oh, okay, here, yeah, go, let's do Dawn and then we'll do Clover.
I was about to say Dawn is probably just going to come at it from an entirely like logical, practical standpoint, where it's just like, you know, everybody knows how the Feywild works, where your emotions like dictate where you go, and you probably know how to get around here because you you probably know how to get around here because you've been stuck here for a bit and you've gone from place to place. All you have to do is like change the frame of mind to get to somewhere else. So like when you go to like we're in hither, right? Go to thither, you're thinking about things that you have done, like memories that like you've already experienced, and when you get to Jan, you think about things that you will do or things that you want to experience. He's trying to just break it down like that, and essentially being like, yeah, when you're going to these different areas, you want to change your mindset.
The baby.
Is there a specific like skill that you're wanting to leverage here?
Trying to. Yeah, it's probably persuasion.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. This sounds like a persuasion, because I think that's the closest thing I can get to like just purely teaching somebody.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm all right at it. It's 11.
Okay.
I have really high charisma.
Yeah, so I think like Wynn is listening and Wynn like really understands. Octavian's kind of like, yeah, okay, like that kind of makes sense. Like so Joy starts just asking question after question and just like getting down a rabbit hole, and after a point you have to be like, hold on, other people have had their hand raised for 20 minutes. Because, you know, Black Donald, he doesn't necessarily like understand the feelings part of it, but he understands the logic angle very well, and is actually one of the first to like be like, I understand. And Captain Baja and Moby Richard, like they seem like they kind of like they're getting there. But like it does take you like a lot of time and like effort with Joy, but that is technically a pass. There's a low DC on this one.
He just walks up and punches her. She's like, "Oh my god, it's not that hard."
Clover, you had something. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I was going the persuasion route as well because I have expertise now.
Okay.
I want her to like focus on the people that are like on the fence.
Okay.
Because she wants them to feel like they have their agency back to go where they want to go and not feel trapped anymore because of these hags. So she's like really trying to like give them like the inspiration basically to like feel confident enough to make, maybe because it's scary.
Okay. So I think for that one, yeah, we'll do another persuasion. I think you're specifically having to like kind of talk to Joy and then Captain Baja and Moby Richard, because like Moby Richard just gets a little bit too in the weeds with it also, and is like a very practical like mindset. So he gets the logic side, but he's just like, I don't give a fuck how anyone feels. Like I have to do this. And then Joy is just like a lot. And Captain Baja is like also kind of just like, why do I care about the feeling that I had, like, and then he starts getting like Old Man in the Sea, and he just starts like getting nostalgic and everything. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll a persuasion.
I have to re-roll. It was a nat 20. It rolled up my keyboard and rolled back down. That was such a nice roll. So 14 plus 11, 25.
Nice. Ooh. Yeah, you're able to kind of, I think because you and Dawn are both doing persuasion, you do the like, you're the teacher's aide that comes in and helps the people that like
with handouts.
But yeah, there's sometimes kids need extra help and extra attention, and you're kind of the one that goes to those kids and is doing that. So like the two of you combined like kind of balance out and like reach like a nice good solid like persuasion overall. And so Dawn like gets the logic side, and then you get in and start explaining like in a more nuanced way to a couple of the people that were confused. For Ego and for Aurum, I forgot Aurum's name for a hot second there. Anything that you would like to do to help like teach / like you can kind of think of this also as like helping to guide the building, not just like teaching the people. If you want to do something more with the building, you can do that too.
I'm going to use my magic. I'm going to use combination of minor illusions and prestidigitations to essentially act like a flight attendant when I'm like making the instruction for what to do, and I'm going to like make a little visual over my head of like little cartoons to sort of help illustrate what we're trying to tell them to do. And it's very cutesy. It's very demure.
It is very demure. You're making like the little
so-
instructional video of like, thank you for flying with Delta.
Yeah, and it goes through a couple different styles. Like, it has
We've
like
got
a
the
rubber
Spanish
hose.
version, yes.
There's like a rubber hose, black and white, cartoony aspect to it. But then when Ego's like, I'm going to demonstrate, something that I want, something that I'm thinking about for the future, and it creates a little scene of essentially like an old Final Fantasy game where it's like all the sprites in the battle map, and it's us four as little sprite characters fighting the Wild Hunt, and it has Aurum and I just doing like really goofy little game animations of like jumping on their head, and then like they like and disappear, and then we do like a little dance.
Yeah.
So I like
God.
show that both as something that I want to kind of like give them an idea of like, see, this hasn't happened yet, but it's something that I want to happen. Doesn't matter if it will, but I want it to happen. I'm putting effort towards that. And then I'm also trying to make sure that Aurum is seeing that I still want to do that.
Okay.
So it's like instructing everyone. Aurum's, because we're all probably standing in front of them. So I'm like instructing everyone. I keep on like looking to the side, like, or do you see?
Look at
Still want this. Still want to do it. I don't want to break a bond.
Let me know if you wanted to use a different skill. My first thought is Arcana here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal? Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Cool.
hoping through the power of my wonderful magic that they can visualize something that they didn't need to. And if they're like, oh, like, I don't know what I want, I can't visualize it, like, I'll use minor illusions to make their visions in front of their head and be like, just think about that.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome. Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
It's a natural 1
D6?
for 9.
Okay.
D6?
So you're like trying your best, but like when Joy is saying like, like, I mean, like when I think about the future, like I wanna create like my own like, fashion house and maybe or like an atelier or something. Like I want to do all of this. And so like you go to create the illusion, and it's just like Joy in like all black, like witch goth outfit surrounded by a bunch of like really sharp witch goth outfits, and she's like, where's all the color? What is this?
You said it's fashion.
This looks like a funeral outfit. I mean, like, funeral outfits are important to have, and like, I do have some stuff that's black, but like, well, I don't want to do that.
Have a funeral. Think about how you'll have a funeral one day. That's in the future.
What?
We're all gonna die.
It's mean.
No. I mean, it's just like, it's a really good thing to think about because it's inevitable.
I don't want to think about that. I want to enjoy being alive.
But you need to think about the future so that we can go to Yawn. Think about dying.
Clover, Ego's being really aggressive right now, and I feel like I need to just go like.
Everyone just think about dying.
No.
Like growing old and dying.
Oh my god, Ego, that doesn't happen.
I don't really like that.
I feel like I need to write an AU where Ego is like a cinnamon roll ball of sunshine.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, Clover, you're way better at making people happy.
So that's 2 and 2.
That's a natural 1 for me.
Yeah, because that's a nat 1. Ego's going a little bit too ego with the future imaginings for others.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, like, the explanations were good. I think it's like there's a little bit of a clash of personalities because Ego's maybe like frustrated and flustered or just like feeling at odds with themselves right now. So this means that Aurum is the tiebreaker.
This is gonna go terrible.
What
This
would
is
you
gonna
like
go
to
terrible.
do to help teach?
You know what happens whenever I'm this person.
What would Aurum like to do to help? Help get the inn across to Jan.
I just all of my good abilities don't help here.
Hold on, let me look at what you have. Let me look and see what you have.
So
I
my
was about
only
to say,
idea,
because we still had to go to an actual place to transfer over, so you can just be real literal and tell them where it is.
I mean,
I have something. I have a suggestion. If you really like don't know what you want to do.
I was thinking that Aurum would want to like maybe play the drums to like kind of lead people musically, maybe make them think like, oh, I want to dance in the future or something, you know, like the future is so broad, it doesn't have to be forever, it could be 10 minutes from now.
Okay.
That was the only thing I could think of for him.
Okay.
Outside of like just punching the air.
Okay, we can do that. Keep in mind that you have not been like truly made whole yet. So you still have your Seeker's Compass. And if you wanted to big magic with the Seeker's Compass, you could do that.
What
More
do you
like
mean by
sucker's
that?
compass.
Well, the Seeker's Compass gives you locate object. So you could use that and basically try to big magic it to like
Find the
cast
path.
over like all of Prismere instead of just like 1,000 feet. You know, if you wanted to, you can also do the drums. If you didn't have anything, the thing I was going to suggest was try to like connect with this piece of you that you have but isn't within you, and like you could basically get a survival check out of that.
I'll try the big magic Seeker's Compass.
Okay, so
I feel like I'm gonna instant die.
That would be really funny.
oh man. Okay.
I'm really
After I
bad.
lose my magic for a week, you're gonna go, okay. We don't learn our lessons here.
So there obviously there are consequences for big magic. So if you want to do like the drums and basically just do it as like a persuasion or a performance check, you could do a performance check with that if you wanted to. Or like if you can think of a way that you make it into athletics, like maybe you're like dancing with people, you can also do that.
I
it's-
personally have never been able to think of a way for Aurum to ever use big magic, so I think the idea of Aurum trying big magic for this is cool.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been something that I've struggled to think about, so
Yeah, I think this would be a really perfect way for Aurum to like, because Aurum knows where he wants to go and how he wants to get there, and actually has the capacity to do so now because he has his Seeker's Compass, even though he's not whole. So I think it could be really cool to like leverage that, you know, like
yeah.
and
Let's
try
do
and
it.
believe in yourself. Believe it.
Let's lose magic for 3 weeks.
This is gonna be.
You're a ranger. It's not that big of a deal.
All I do is punch anyway.
This is gonna be on the harder side. I think this is gonna be. Yeah, okay. I know where I want this to be now. So you're gonna roll a D100. Oh no.
I rolled a 1.
A 1 on a
Okay. Roll me another D100.
What are the odds, dude? 88.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So
Portland, wait, come back.
you take out your compass and like focus on it and like like close your eyes, and all of you see as like these golden moths begin to like fly out of Aurum's fur and like swirl out of him, and they go to try to form like like the little like quest marker in games where it's like a golden trail. It looks like they're trying to like the moths are trying to make this like little trail and like point in a certain direction. But like they start to flicker and like sputter, and all of a sudden there's this like very, very loud like kind of burst. And Aurum just like explodes in this loud thunderclap and drops to 0 but is stable. And so all of the moths
Didn't you say I'm gonna blow up? Didn't you say you were gonna blow up?
I mean, I thought I was just gonna die, but basically the same.
And then you blow up.
Yeah.
Okay, did you get this is considered a third failure for the skill check?
Yeah.
Challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you guys try your best, and everybody seems to understand it, but there is some sort of a disconnect with the inn at the end of the road itself and this travel. So while you guys know that like everybody is doing everything right on their side, there's just some other layer to it that you guys needed additional like guidance, and it's just like not working. Like with Aurum out, you think if Aurum had succeeded, that could have been the thing that maybe like would have gotten the house to like move, but without any sort of path to follow, since it's like not, it's sentient, but it's like you don't know how its mind works. Without that guidance, unfortunately, I think you guys do find yourselves trying a couple times, and every time you look out the window and you're coming out of the fog, you're back in the swamps.
At least right when she finished her sentence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're back in the swamps. Get fucked. Bye. I'm done.
Well, we gave it a shot.
Maybe we can just focus on lifting the fog. Aurum?
He's just unconscious on the floor.
Oh my god.
Do we need to take another long rest?
Right.
I think we do.
I'll come over and I'll give him 1 point of lay on hands.
Aurum, you open your eyes, you feel like shit now.
I just flick him between the eyes, and a dandelion grows
like,
on his forehead and pops.
Yeah.
Or you raised your compass into the air and said, "For the honor of Grayskull," and then you were just in a crater on the ground.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what it meant either. I thought you were casting a spell, but then you just blew up.
I don't even remember what happened, to be honest. So.
You blew up. Are you okay?
I felt like a divine deity was giving me an idea, and as soon as I tried to do the idea, I just blew up.
Don't listen to divine deities. They're all duplicitous.
I can't
Oh my God.
I can't describe with that because that sounds very blasphemous. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man.
But maybe you just didn't have like the faith and power necessary to go through with it.
I think it would have worked, but I think it was the house that struggled. Everyone else seemed to really get it.
I don't think I would have made it. That's just personally me. Ugh.
So, are you guys gonna rest, or are you gonna just kind of like short rest? If you want to like short rest, you can do that. Actually,
Uh-oh.
Win sees like when Aurum had like passed out. Win probably like, or not Win. Sue probably went over and was like put a pillow under his head and everything, and like sat with him until he got healed up. Win will sit you down and say, honey, I can get you feeling right as rain in about 30 minutes if you don't mind waiting. I'm gonna make you my cottage pie, and you're gonna feel better than you ever have.
All right.
And she will go and cook a meal. And it's basically like going to act like a the third level of healing, the 8d4 plus 8 one.
Oh, damn.
Basically acts like that. It takes her like a little bit of time to cook up, but she basically cooks you a healing potion
Cool.
if you would like to take that, because she feels
Yeah.
deeply indebted to the group of you for saving her inn.
But didn't he just poured it into his pocket for later?
What if he just threw it on the ground? He just takes the entire cottage pie and just like puts it in his bindle.
God.
Just
So if you would like to get healed up, you can. If you would like to save the cottage pie, you can. In fact, I think she'll probably give all of you one
I'll
as
take
her, like, because she was like, I've been prepping this picnic basket for a while, and then he passed out, so I just made enough cottage pie for all of you, but this is to say thanks. I'm real glad that the inn isn't destroyed in a tangle of vines. That would be real bad for business.
Agreed.
So you each can have basically that, like, whatever the third level is. It's superior.
It's
That
eight.
does 8d4 plus 8. Yeah, that one.
Be glad I rolled 5 ones on my 8.
Jamie, please. Do you want me to roll these for you? Like,
Right?
All right, I already
Like,
rolled
at
it.
this point, I just think you're the problem.
do you need new dice?
These are my good dice. These are my good dice.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
wow.
problem. It might just be you.
Yeah, I'm just a bad luck today. You know, it happens. It's kind of funny. You know, it kind of spoke it into existence.
I'm sorry, bud. Everyone gets points off because Joy doesn't get it. That's crazy. That's crazy. I just saw that. So yeah, what would you all like to do? Rest, short rest, long rest, go to yawn?
Yeah, I mean, if he wants the short rest, I'm fine with the short rest, but we should probably get to Yad soon.
Nah, I'm just going. We're going. Let's go.
Let's just go.
You're gonna go with 1 HP?
I'm gonna go with 25 HP.
Okay. I'll give you 10 more points of lay on hands.
Thanks.
Yeah.
35 HP. Let's do it.
I'm sure when Iris is back, Saoirse will I'm sure she would also heal you. I'm not gonna assume though, because maybe she's like, F you, you don't. Oh, because you were like, she was like, you don't want me to ever heal you again. I get it. So
Yeah.
maybe she wouldn't. So
I
I'm
don't
not
think she
gonna
would.
actually assume anything.
Oh
But
well.
yeah. So we will see how that goes. You guys already know how to get to Yon. I'm not gonna make you go through that again. But you know, you spent time thinking of your dreams, your wishes, your goals, your hopes, where you think the future is going to take you. And after a while of traversing the mists with your guides, you make your way back onto the craggy, stormy mountainsides of Yon. Clouds overhead, wind blowing in your faces and howling throughout this valley and the canyons, and lightning striking and arcing overhead. Where would you guys like to go? What would you like to do? Let me move you to the right map. Select all.
Alright.
Can I put you in Yon? Bro?
Sis?
You can't move, you guys. That's so crazy. It's not letting me...
really doesn't want us to do this.
I don't understand roll time. There we go. Just had to drag you over, like, multiple times, I guess. Okay, so... And now I can delete these tokens and drag your new ones on, so we can have an updated Aurum.
Hell yeah.
Where would you guys like to go? What would you like to do?
I remember the last time we left, we were in the middle of doing it.
Oh.
We were helping these, like, rock people, right?
Yeah, we needed to go up to see more of the people.
Yeah,
right?
we're gathering. We need to help enough of the Briganock clans.
Yeah.
To win the vote to be an army.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to win a vote to stop fighting the damn Briganocks and then have them both come together to be an army.
Yeah, to like work together. Yeah.
Okay, and which one did you want to head to next? Do you want me to tell you like what's what right now?
I think we were going north.
I think we were going up to B.
Hold on, my internet is fully just down, so I can't. Okay, so until my internet comes back up on my PC, I can't pull up. Oh, okay. I can't pull up the little list that I have because like my note program is all dead.
We helped Flint. We helped Slate. We were going to B, which I think is
Basalt.
Basalt. Thank you.
Yeah,
and then I think it's Granite after that.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have us wrap it here. You're on your way to the next one because like my internet stuff is not. It's just gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have us wrap it here because now I'm getting a little tired of the internet not working.
See ya.
See ya.
Oh my god. Oh my. That's so annoying.
Like how it always waits until you're in the middle of speaking too.
Bro, like
It's
literally
never like when we're talking.
No, it's only when you're up.
Oh my god. So yeah, Shale and Chalk were like, hey, go do this. You met with Budok of Flint, and you met with what's her face? Mazelda of Slate. And then yeah, Basalt was the clan that you heard had missing children. They're missing young. So yeah, you guys are able to make your way through. Hold on. GM layer. Which one are you heading for? Because there's two spots. You see one here and one over here. Those are the two spots you were told about.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the one here so that we can then go to Granite there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so luckily for you guys, that is in fact where the clan is located. So this one, I'm gonna do this. This. So yeah, you guys are approaching the encampment for the Basalt clan. And what you guys find there, we're gonna do in the next session here because it's also getting late and it's pumpkin time for Jamie and also myself. So we're gonna wrap it here. Apologies for the shorter session, but thank you for bearing with me. It's been a crazy couple of weeks in the life of me. So thank you. And thank you to my players as always for joining me on this weird, crazy, fun, fake journey. Thank you to those of you who are watching now or in the future. We appreciate having you here. Don't forget to check out Cardboard Castle Games. Don't forget to check out Little Dragon Corp. And also Sirenscape. and SuncraftBot on Discord. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel here if you can, or just follow us. We're like literally we were 3 or 4 followers away from 1,000. So do your civic duty and aid us, please. I mean, you don't have to, but like it would be cool if you did.
Be really cool.
Anything else that I am missing or forgetting?
No, I
Oh,
don't
we're
think
at-
so.
We're at 997 followers. We are
Hell
3
yeah.
away.
That is
Cool.
exciting.
That is very
Yeah. So the next time a god appears before you, an alleged god, sorry, appears before you, offering to answer 5 questions, and you find out that you basically have to either get destroyed or find somebody who doesn't exist anymore in order to prevent the world from ending and all of creation from ceasing to exist. Don't forget to add your proficiency bonus.
Hey.
We'll see you back next time.
Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
Bye.